But ult moves are a ton of fun.
Overhypers, excuse me, Overwatchers.
Overwatch loses out to TF2.
I am on fire.
Hello everybody, so this is Nord. I'm making a video now on TF2 versus Overwatch. I'm not going to go over every single little thing like most people do. I'm just going to go over one really big reason that I think it is just vastly better than Overwatch, and will always be vastly better in this aspect compared to Overwatch. So first off, I want to go over that video that was played at the beginning, not the one that is totally, like, I fucking spent so much time on that intro, and it looks like it's a Mac commercial, but that's okay. I think it still is pretty nice for what it is. But the beginning is from this argument between MatPat and some dude with an afro, and they argue about which is better, Overwatch or TF2. Everyone, or at least a lot of people in the TF2 community, know this video very well to be very leaned towards Overwatch, and not exactly a good representation of which game is better and which one isn't. I think MatPat's points are shitty, as everyone else who agrees with me on this subject, who believes TF2 could be better or is better than Overwatch. But, yeah, so, first off, he says Overwatch is better many times just because he enjoys it and because he thinks it's awesome. You know, I mean, that's good arguing. I mean, it sounds cool, but it doesn't really add a whole lot to the game. It doesn't really discuss which one is actually better compared to the other. All it does is say, hey, I think this game is better because I like it for these reasons, and I think that's really shitty reasoning, to be honest. But whatever, he believes that. Sometimes he says he likes it more, and, you know, more power to him. He has an opinion, and, you know, some of what he says made sense, but a lot of it I just disagree with. One of them being Overwatch is better because people play it. Well, the whole point is to say, hey, this one's better, and you guys should play this one rather than this one. And I think that's a very important distinction, which they didn't even care for in the first part. But yeah, I love MatPat, don't get me wrong. I love game theory. I love the movie theory stuff he does. I love pretty much a lot of what he does as a person. I think he's awesome. I think I want his work ethic. I'm going to work my ass off to get it because I think it's amazing. And if I could create content on his level, I would be amazed. But he did not spend enough time to make the TF2 community proud at all. Or he did it on purpose to make us angry. Regardless, I don't really care. I think he's cool. I just think he really fucked up and lost a little bit of respect of mine in this video. Anyways, so one point he did make in the video doesn't really make sense. It's about, you know, how you can have a virtual waifu in Overwatch when I think, you know, there's plenty of content, you know, if you know what I mean for TF2. I'll take a quick dive into that really quickly. I don't know, man. They say Overwatch has better porn, but I think TF2 is at least a contender. Like, speaking of, oh my god. No, get the fuck out of here. I couldn't fucking handle this. I'm not accepting that request. Not now.
Hope you guys buy them. We'll be able to
fucking hell, this is great.
You need and everything like that. So, it's Cotton Swabs YouTube channel.
One video, 1 minute 30 seconds.
So, yeah.
I can't. This has to be on purpose. He's playing in target practice. So yeah, you know, you see, there's plenty of stuff, but. Okay, so now that we've gone over MatPat, I can go into the specific little things. He says a lot of dumb shit, but I think that's already been reviewed quite enough. What I really want to go into is the biggest reason why I really enjoy TF2 and why Overwatch or any other game will never live up to it. So, back in 2007 when TF2 was young, people created games in a completely different way. People really didn't understand micropayments or whatever those are, and how they work exactly. They wanted to make more money off of them like any other company, and if they knew about it, it would have existed in this game too. And it still does in a way. You can still, you know, make payments to buy things, but TF2 is my favorite game when it comes to this subject because you have so much choice in how to do it. And because it was created back then, because it was created in a different philosophy of what is and what isn't good, what is and what isn't a good video game to create, they made it so that trading was just incredibly open. And to this day, even with all the restrictions that Valve has put on this game, it is still one of the most open games when it comes to trade. And that's why they created a $20 million market, which wasn't under their control, but was still really fun to deal with. I've traded for many of my hours. I bet it's at least like 500 of my 2,200 hours now, which I hit today, and hopefully I hit 700 subscribers too. But yeah, and that aspect of the game really changed how I think about what is and what isn't a good video game, and that's why I've played so much of it. It's just, you can join in a server and you can talk about items which they've created which have value, and that's just rare when it comes to especially Overwatch and games like it. It's present in H1Z1, it's present in Overwatch a little bit, or sorry, Rocket League. It's not present in Overwatch because you can't trade. But yeah, and that aspect of the game has really changed what I believe and what I think is a good game, and I think TF2 will always defeat most other games in that aspect. Even CSGO, the game made by the same people, it's still just on a completely different level. But the next big thing is there is so much creative possibility in TF2 compared to any other game out there, and I say that with the most amount of confidence. If you look, my character has a beard and a Viking helmet, right? That's just the tip of the fucking iceberg when it comes to TF2 and the creative possibilities that are associated with it. Just the fucking tip. When it comes to map creation, there are so many different maps that have been created and that people have enjoyed. And Valve is so open to see these maps, one, because maybe they only have 6 developers, which is part of a problem, but the other thing is that they actually consider the community's input to the point where they will include maps created by the community in their competitive map things. It blows my mind. That will never happen in any other game. But the other thing is that with the Steam Workshop and with the openness to mod it, it will always defeat Overwatch, because you can't like play with that one mod where all the people go fucking crazy. And I haven't seen those mods yet. Maybe they exist, but I haven't seen a single one. You can't create your own maps and just place them on some stupid map like, you know, Nipple Twister or something like that. You have to stick to the maps which Overwatch has created, which nonetheless are actually pretty fucking good. But at the same time, I don't really... Sometimes I want to play on something random. And another big thing which was made clear is that Overwatch is very organized and very neat because of how specific it is to what is and what isn't a good game created by the developers. What I mean by that is, every single game you enter is a 6v6, pretty much, besides, you know, a few of the mini games. But even then, you know, each of those games is finely tuned to their specifications rather than the community's. The community will not want exactly what the developer wants, ever. And that is something that most game developers will never understand. But TF2 and Steam have worked so well together when it comes to that aspect. I hope that one day Overwatch will be that way, and hopefully we'll be able to trade, and hopefully that'll happen. But I know it won't, and that's sad. But regardless, if it ever does happen, I will be a very happy camper. And I think because it's probably never going to happen, I will always go back to TF2 and play it for a very long time, very long period of my life compared to Overwatch. But, you know, then again, that's an advantage Overwatch has over TF2, technically by other people's opinions, where you can enter a game, you can join their competitive reel, I guess, you know, where you enter the competitive thing, and it says, here, you go into this game, where it's very neatly organized. You get people not on your level because there are so many people who like it. And because they pretty much allow no disagreement within the community, unless it's, you know, I guess they do, but even then, if there's disagreement within the Overwatch community, they're not going to stop playing the game like in TF2. So, again, you know, it's definitely a give and take situation, but at the same time, I believe TF2 will always win over Overwatch in the sense of creative possibility. Thank you for watching. This has been Nord. Have a nice day.